What's up, owlets? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And the Owl House almost ended almost nearly 2 months ago, and it was pretty good. And I'm literally a mess after this. Anyways, there was another post Hoot with Sarah Nicole Robles, Sissy Jones, Rebecca Rose, or Baza, Are You Okay, and the creator of the show, Dana Terrace. They answered the questions that we still had after the show ended, and I'm going to break down everything from this post Hoot in order. Thanks to Juliette on Twitter, there's access to the thread about what happened in the post Hoot, which I'm going to go over it, and I'll give credit to them and put the full link of the post Hoot thread in the description or in the pinned comment. I'll definitely credit them as this because I don't feel like I'm copying or anything. And I'll also post a link of the stream of the post Hoot streamed on to Instagram in the description down below. Without wasting any time, let's dive in. So grab some snacks and enjoy. So in the post Hoot, Dana said that she was currently or primarily relaxing and catching up on video games after the production for watching and dreaming wrapped up. So it's good that she's taking a break and moving on, and especially she after left Disney and doing her stuff for her own and moving on. So yeah, Sarah Nicole Robles said that the part where she had never cried harder in her life was the part where Luz talked about losing the glyphs and the whole chapter in her life was over. That's what Sarah cried hard about because it was a meta to herself given she was leaving the Owl House. I understand how it could be really hard to cry from some part of the show, which was especially this one. I know, like the glyphs were making Luz excited to and start a new chapter of her life and learning magic from the beginning of the show, and it was a huge part of her life and led her and also almost made her to become a witch. And I'm happy to see that, and I get why it was probably the hardest part where Sarah cried. Alright, Avi also really enjoyed voicing Bellows. They thought it was super fun to play a villainous character and challenge themselves to channel Bellows' mannerisms and ranges. Everyone is talking about it and praising their voice work. They just are going to about how fun it was. I get it, like Avi probably almost did a great job on that. I really like how it went and for the future and watching and dreaming. It was amazing to see how they were able to voice Bellows like that, yeah. And all of them are really tearing up and getting all emotional. They were talking about I should have thanked them line. Sissy said she cried. Everyone was super emotionally impacted. Yeah, I was about to almost cry from that scene when I first watched the episode. Like, it was so heartbreaking line to see, like, why Luz would say that. That was really like, that got me so much emotional, man. Like, come on, I'm emotional from that line too. Like, it was just so heartbreaking to watch. Dana said it would be fun to do more Owl House, as many people thought that there would be plans in the future content. Yeah, she would love it. Dana said she would like to do more Owl House, but she has no power to since she doesn't own the IP. They all seem open to a sequel, but there is no plans yet. They are laughing about that spinoffs. That's a spinoff I bought to Watchline that Luz said in Watching and Dreaming, and they are ranting about Disney cutting the show. Continue to rant. They say they are angry and sad about the show getting cut short, but also they feel the show ended on a good note. They are super grateful for what they were able to do. Sarah says she loves the finale and thinks they did a great with what they had. I get it, like, yeah, I am really also not happy for Disney cutting the show short. We could have had a lot of episodes on it, and I want to make a video about what episodes we could have had if we ended up with a full season, so look out for that, and I will talk more about how I like that if the show didn't got cut short. So yeah, I get it. I'm also not happy for Disney doing that, and they finally realized the mistake. So yeah, we hopefully can get more Owl House content in the future, to be honest. I hope they will do if we keep supporting the show. Talking about the Bellows fight scene, how cool it was, Sarah did an impression of Feral King and says she wants that image as a picture on her wall. Dana acknowledged fan animes. She knows a lot of fans make them. They are super excited about the music score. Yeah, wow, like Feral King was really insane for me when I saw after how emotional they got and like they broke badly after Luz died. It was, yeah, like I don't know if Feral King, I think is the one, like I think I'm hoping saying it correctly. Like it's a lot to take in after this finale. Like I get it well, it just really made me like feel impacted and just a lot because what we're gonna do after the Owl House. Yeah. And they were also talking about the end credits music and how beautiful the remix was. Said they cried when Flapjack's grave was shown. Every voice actor was brought back to say the bye line at the end. They emphasized that Hooty had a line in Watching and Dreaming. Dana apologized for Hooty not getting much in season 3. She says he deserved more. There was some voice work of Hooty talking and saying, "Bye! Now it's time for my spinoff," and just continued to talk until the very end, but they didn't go for that. Yeah, I get it. I know Hooty definitely deserved to have more lines. Yeah, and definitely he also had a line for the future, to be honest. Yeah, like almost like 2 lines, like the one of the line from the flashback at the beginning of the episode to save Lily from turning into a puppet before she also turns into a puppet, and the one after Lily cried on Puppet Hooty and he was able to definitely bring back a sentence. So that was. Yeah, so he kind of got some, like, almost like 3 to 4 lines in the season. Yeah, I definitely wish you could have got that full season. I'm just calling it out, like, for the second time, to be honest. So, yeah, and for the music, yeah, I think the end credit music was, I gotta say it was good, and my favorite soundtrack was probably the Titan Loose theme. Like, that was amazingly, beautifully done. Like, I love them. I love the music. The Titan Loose theme is really amazing. Like, it just almost made me cry whenever I watch it after the show ended. It was just like, man, like, it hits me hard a lot. So, yeah, that's a lot to take in. Now, they were talking about Hooty and the Titan Eye from Papa Titan. Dana says she can't say much about the Hooty Eye because she has a slim home. She'll get to do more work in this universe and doesn't want to spoil any potential lore in that. Dana also said Dana said all she will say that is that the Third Bill on YouTube made an offhand comment about the Hooty worm and got it completely right. So you have to watch that video. The Third Bill says Hooty whole theory was correct. And I'm not going to say so much. I'm going to let the Third Bill take it off from himself, as I'll put the video in the description down below for you guys to check it out. It is up to him. It's not up to me. So yeah. Dana also said there was a different Owl House ending she was hoping to do, but was unable to do it. She said all of Season 2A was written without knowledge of the cancellation. Follies at the Coventry Parade was the first episode fully written with the knowledge of being cut short. So that is why it started kind of getting a little bit rushy over there. Not like a little bit rushy, not too much rushy. I think like 10% rushy I just like getting because of the cancellation. So yeah, it's good to acknowledge that. So, yeah. The Galderstones from the Looking Glass ruins were going to be a big deal and be explored. The Coven Hands were going to get more development. The background was going to do stuff. All of that was going to be covered in the original plan. Disappointment is expressed that they didn't get to do any of that. Yeah, these plot points were going to be more explored in Season 3. I wish we definitely were able to if the show didn't get cut short, and I'm glad they were touching on they wanted to do that until they figure out the show was canceled, so they didn't really forget about it. Yeah, I really wish we could have gotten more of the Coven heads to see how strong they are, what are their power, what are their origins, like, yeah, all of those stuff we could have explored in a full season, to be honest. So yeah. They said to please support a Etsy/small creators who make fan merch. There were no entire episodes planned that were scrapped, no outlines. These were just ideas and lore concepts with no fleshed out plan. Just vague ideas. Dana's happy with what did happen, even with the cut. Talking about how much reach the fandom has, how cool is it to connect with fans everywhere, how people recognize the king on merch. Rebecca got side-eyed weirdly at Disneyland when she tried to connect with a fan over them both having king merch. Everyone is laughing about it. Yeah, as I heard, Rebecca went to Disneyland like a few months ago, like a month or two before the Owl House finale aired, so that's really cool to see that. And the S logo is acknowledged as a foreshadowing string bean. Dana says she didn't plan it from the very start, but saw the connection and was excited how well it worked. Luz and snakes were always a planned connection. Her Palestine was going to be a snake early on. So this is cool to see. But all of us fans acknowledged it back in season 2. Like with the time when season 2 aired, I didn't even know about the show. So I'm glad you guys find it out. And I saw some videos about it, like the Roundtable will tell me and get some caught up on some stuff, like about the Owl House, some theories. So I'm definitely glad to hear you guys to definitely acknowledge that too. So bravo, you guys. I'm proud of you. So I wasn't there for that, so please don't blame me. I didn't start watching the Owl House until April of 2022. Yeah, like 2 weeks before Amphibia ended, as I said before on Twitter, if you guys checked out my Twitter. So yeah. Alright. 3 possibilities of a cat were discussed, but Amity already had a cat. A crew member made a silly pond snake shifter and everyone adored it. But the snake thing was pretty much a thing from the beginning. I just think it's cool the S logo was acknowledged as being streaming. Yeah, as Juliette said herself. I don't know what pronouns they go, so just don't blame me. Yeah. Reigns' talisman, which we figured out, we found out it was able to make an appearance in the finale, was hidden in the design of their violin. That was their talisman all along. So they had their talisman for the whole show when we first got introduced to them. When it got smashed, that was the staff getting cracked. The talisman was okay, thankfully. I'm glad it was okay. Hunter and Dell worked together to help restore the talisman flowing. And one thing I didn't write in the script for this video, Avi Roque confirmed in a live stream for signing that I think their talisman name was Fiddlesticks. So it's good to hear from Avi. I don't know if it could be canon or not. I just like that they really put out a name for Reigns as talisman, to be honest. Fiddlesticks. That's a cool name. Yeah. More appreciation for fan merch / fan creators. They're admiring Goober's string bean plushie. They're praising how cool all the fan merch is and appreciate it when people gift it to them. Yeah, I really want to definitely get string bean staff like the same as Rebecca Rose had. I don't know if they're available or just it was only available for the crew and just only for the crew. I don't know, because I'm planning on dressing as Titan Luz this year for Halloween, so and I don't know how I'm going to bring the parts of the costume together, but hopefully there will be more stuff coming before this Halloween. So yeah, I wanted to point out that I want to be Titan Luz this year. I know all of us want to be Titan Luz, especially Not So Average Fangirl, who I definitely subscribed on YouTube to do reactions to the Owl House and other shows that I also watched before, like Kipo, Gravity Falls, Amphibia. Like, yeah, I'm glad all of us are going to be planning it as Titan Luz this year. Yeah, Titan Luz's design is amazing, to be honest. So, yeah, just want to point it out there. Yeah. Alright, now let's get into some little bit of Wittebane and Evelyn lore. So Evelyn's spirit was not in Flapjack. Bello saw Flapjack as the embodiment of corruption within Caleb. That's why he said Evelyn. Flapjack was the first introduction to magic Caleb had. Evelyn showed off Flapjack to him. So yeah, that is how it went off into flashback for the Wittebane brothers. I wish we could have had more of the Wittebane bros in the season. We could have had everything if the show didn't got cut short. So yeah. Dana compared Caleb and Evelyn to dog owners bonding over animals. She said they had a super sweet relationship. Evelyn saw Caleb was a more decent than most human men of the time and was super happy to show off Flapjack to him, and they bonded over the talisman. we wish we could have get more of the relationship. Like, I really kind of a little bit compare a little bit that to Huntlow, to be honest. Yeah, I just a little bit having a little parallel to Huntlow. Like, I gotta say, Huntlow relationship is also kind of sweet too. Like, I like that. It's like, it just warms my heart too much, and I bet it would do the same for Caleb and Evelyn. I don't know, but you guys, but I'm just not gonna put stuff putting extra lines in this video. So yeah. Dana confirms Evelyn was a Cawthorn. Ida and Hunter are not aware though. The shack in Gracehill was Caleb and Phillip's old home. Ida discovered it. Luz lives primarily in the demon realm and visits the human realm for holidays. Dana says none of what she is saying is official. So yeah, we found out, I don't know if it don't feel official yet, but I'm glad that Caleb and Phillip's old home is actually, that was the shack it was in the human realm. So I'm definitely glad to be that, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but yeah, the Roundtable was theorizing that it may be Caleb and Phillip's old home, and I'm definitely glad that they got it right. So Roundtable, you got it, man. Yeah. And she said at this point she doesn't have total authority over the story, and says the fan headcanons are just as valid as what she is saying right now. So like, she's saying maybe she can interpret our headcanons whatever I want. I don't know if they just call it at the rest of the post Hoot, but yeah, I think, yeah, she said that I think she's no longer part of the story. Like, she's not totally really total authority over it. So yeah. An episode was planned with a flashback of Ida and Dale carving Albert. Ida got the curse before Albert. Her carving Albert was a way to try to reclaim Albert imagery into something positive in her identity. It would have been a sweet bonding moment with her and Dale. Yeah, I think this was a plan for season 3, to be honest. So yeah. And there were plans for Bellas to possess several animals. There are cool designs for these possessions, and these would be revealed if they were in an art book. So please support the show so we can get an art book. And another one that we got, which I'm really happy to hear, that is Hunter is canonly bisexual and Willow is canonly pansexual. Bi for pan, Huntlow confirmed. I'm definitely happy to hear that. That was like, after I heard it, I was not like, can't believing that they finally said in the post. Like, I was asking them in the For the Future post like a few months ago in February, and it failed because they were talking with the crew, like Zach Marcus and other people that were working on the show, and we needed to be respectful of them. So I'm definitely glad it was mentioned in this post. We finally got the confirmation. I'm really happy to hear that. Like, I just can't get enough, and I see like Huntlow fans were just going wild on Twitter and posting fan art of them holding their respective flags. And yeah, since I'm recording this video in Pride Month, so I'm finally glad to mention it in this, as it was part of the post Hoot review. So yeah. Lilith, Amity, and Hooty also work on the museum together. They are all history nerds and are so proud to show off Flora, who is still rivals with Lilith. Voice actors didn't read the entire script sometimes. Sissy read Lilith lines without reading the whole episode script, so she didn't know everything that was going on. So yeah, and that's been going on. And for the previous one with Lilith and Emily Hooty working on the museum, I should have mentioned, I'm glad that Emily are rekindling their relationship. So their student and former mentor relationship. That will be, I'm glad to see that Lilith is making out with the people she did bad things with, so in the past in season 1, and I'm glad she's fixing all it up. So I'm proud of Lilith. She's my favorite character of all time. Talking about how fun it was to come up with Luz's multi-depth designs, how much can we hollow out Luz's head? Can we give her more holes? These are exact quotes. Yeah, so yeah, there were a lot of they wanted to put some designs for Luz's multi-depth design. So yeah, it was kind of hard. They were figuring out making it, designing it in the during the production and animating, marketing, and dreaming, to be honest. So yeah, and Dana Victoria, she doesn't have authority if it's not directly in the show. She says everyone is welcome to discard everything she says and form their own headcanons. She sees her stuff as headcanons, not official content anymore. Yeah, I think this is going to be mentioned in this video right now, like I said a few minutes before in this video. So yeah, it was in there. So you guys can interpret your headcanons whatever you want to see. So yeah. Laughing about different jokes in the dialogue, Sarah begged to be allowed to voice Blue saying whoosh during a fight scene because it was written on the animatic, but they said no. Yeah, some ideas definitely need to be discarded, like during a production of some stuff, like in real life stuff too. So yeah, it could have been fun. Yeah. So Rose Gold was brought up, like the dynamic between Hunter and Amity, and the crew just call it, like Dana and the rest just call it Hamity. I would kill them. Like, it was hilarious. Hamity, like, come on. Said there were plans for everyone to have more established dynamics to each other. Within Hex Squad and more content with Hunter, talking to kids in the human realm, and bonding with Camilla. That could have been really cool to see if we had a full season, as I say. So yeah. Luz finished high school in the human realm. High school was still very difficult for her. It didn't magically get better, but she had a safe space within the bowling grounds and her family, which helped comfort her and help her get through it easier than she had before. So for the Gus mention, as you guys wanted, they talked about loving his new hair in the finale and praised the character designers. Talking about the character designs in general and how they are cool. Like, yeah, I feel like I'm definitely neutral with the designs. Like, I like their designs. I'm definitely gonna be honest with you guys. So yeah, King's dad name is unpronounceable in human dialect. He has to go by Papa Titan. Dana says she doesn't want to spoil much about the archivist, just in case. Collector never had a flash forward design because he ages much slower than the mortals. He would only age a little bit, like he'll be like few inches tall. So yeah, I'm definitely glad to see on Twitter to see a little bit some flash forward designs of him like in time skip. So that's really cool to see about that. So excited about all the references for Collector. Tons of inspiration from creepy dolls and liminal space. The Collector was always going to have some sort of role, but got a much bigger part due to the shortening. And I'm glad they went with that direction for the Collector and getting his redemption in the end. So yeah, the Collector stayed connected with the Boiling Isles and has communication with everyone. Dana loves the fan content of King and Collector and says they do develop and figure out a very close, strong friendship over time. Like almost similar to a friendship King and Luz had, but I don't know, like really kind of more different, but I'm just mentioning it as I read through the script. The Owl House is still functional when the portal door isn't active. He does still visit the Owl House and stays there when he wants, but mostly spends his time as a museum curator with Lilith. Avi insisted that Dana should not say whether or not Ida and Brain and Ida are married. Dana said Brain officially moved into the Owl House with Ida and will not say whether they are officially married or not, but regardless, they have a beautiful and committed love. So I'm glad to see Ray moved to the Owl House with Ida. And I think Ida fans are gonna go crazy after hearing that. So Bartholomew was brought up. Dana says she cannot answer the question about Bartholomew this talisman because the only creator of him can answer that, which I think he already answered it on Twitter a while ago, so you guys can search it up. I will maybe hopefully say in the community tab how it was on. So yeah. Question if V and Masha are dating. Dana said that's up to the fans because she didn't show it on screen. She believes she doesn't have authority to say, and if fans want to think they're dating, then they are dating. So you guys, if you are V fans, you can interpret it as whatever you want because Dana's no longer the authority over in the show. So yeah, you can whether say they're dating or not, but we'll see. Odalia and Alador got divorced, and Amity and the twins don't have to interact with Odalia. They live away for her, which I'm really so happy to hear because Odalia was the worst mother of all time in the show since we met her. So yeah, and with her she was supposed to have a bigger role in the finale, but glad it was but there was no time. I definitely could have wished we got to see Camilla versus Odalia battle to protect Amity. But yeah, I think since Amity is no longer don't want to talk to Odalia anymore, I think that would be really hard. So and that will really ruin the line from Clouds on the Horizon. So yeah, that's gonna. I'm glad they went a different direction. We could have really saw a fight like that, but it doesn't really matter at all because of the shorting, so we're not gonna blame too much. So yeah, the glowing eye phenomena was going to be expanded on. There were thoughts about Amity having a glowing eye moment. It's a sign of a power-up connected to high emotion. Just like the adrenaline making your heart rate go up, it kicks the biosag into high gear. So yeah, Alador does the T-Rex arm pose. It made Dana think of a rat and they joked. So one of the board artists drew an Alador rat as a joke. Dana said to keep it and put it in the show. To make it sense, Dana said that the rat is indeed Alador's talisman, which is kind of hilarious to hear with this. It's really kind of made me kind of little laugh in between. So yeah. Sarah was happy to voice a more depressed Luz. She herself felt down during the time of Thanks to Them, and so she found it easier to channel her voice in that way rather than this typical spunky Luz behavior. So yeah, the time was in Thanks to Them. Sarah was also depressed herself that time. So yeah. Sarah felt validated by what Luz was going through. It took place during the pandemic, and she was very anxious and sad about COVID. And so she was glad that Thanks to Them took a darker approach with the characters and Luz's arc. She found the darkness in that episode cathartic. So yeah. Dana said she always knew the characters would have a happy ending. That was always planned. As always. She was certain of this, needing an uplifting ending. Brought up the happily ever after thing, and they are joking about Dana hates happy endings, means consumption. So yeah, Dana always planned a happy ending. I don't know why you guys were going crazy about Dana hates happy endings. So yeah, I'm definitely glad that this was a rumor not true at all, and Dana planned a happy ending, because we don't really want this show to go insane a lot in darkness, because come on, this is a Disney show, and some of us kids are watching it these days. So yeah, they're not gonna get too much into adult stuff really much, in between, teenager stuff in between. So yeah, Dana's it was one offhand comment, and everyone is fully aware how much it took over our Twitter. Yeah, a lot with this going on. Talking about Luz's quinceañera, how they planned it for the end, and why they never answered fan questions about it for that reason. They are talking about how unconventional Luz's life was and how it is difficult. They quoted the years start coming and they don't stop coming, but how she is happy and has that unconventional found family to help her. So yeah. Sissy says she isn't sure if this is the final post-Hoot. She says she would love to keep talking with the people in the industry of animation if fans are still interested. So there are possibilities of more. Plans to bring on other crew members to talk freely. Luz and Hunter would have encountered Tom's and for Philip and Caleb. Yeah, this was another thing that was mentioned in the post, and Juliette forgot to write it in the thread, and it became at the end of the thread, so don't blame me for that. And when they went into the basement, thanks to them, they couldn't find the graves of Philip and Tom's for Philip and Caleb, but that was scrapped. King's Tower has plot relevance. It is related to a character with amnesia. The only character all of us could probably think of, it is probably the Bat Queen, as Juliette also said there. So yeah. And one more thing to mention, the crew opened the gift. They are Funko Pop Owl House characters, Lilith and Luz. They are custom designed and 3D printed by a creator on Etsy. Man, Disney really need to make these official. They were mentioning that Disney, if you're watching this, you need to make it. So yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I would definitely love to see Funko Pops, just like probably they with Gravity Falls, and I love to see Amphibia Funko Pops too. yeah, we also had Moon Girl Funko Pops before the show come out, so yeah, I really want to see Owl House Funko Pops pop up. So yeah. And that's a review for the post, you guys. I'm really glad we finally have some answers to some of the questions. And man, this video is now like 30 minutes. It went more than my Ghost and Molly McGee video that I did on the AMA. So yeah, a lot to talk about. Since also the Owl House ended almost nearly 2 months ago, I'm not sure if I will move on with other projects. But however, I have a few more videos to make and planning to do. If you guys have any ideas, please write them in the comments down below. I would love to hear your ideas because I don't know how. I'm a little bit moving on from this show. I don't know, like I'm still kind of still has the obsession since I watched it. So please let me know if you want to see more about house stuff in this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, guys, take care.